I'm Kelly Mitchell, the Caffeinator, and this is Breve TV Uncorked. Wine, women, and business with evolution, sharing rich conversation to enlighten, challenge, and inspire the busiest people on earth. That would be us women. My co-host, Deborah Trapin. Welcome to the show, Deborah.
Thank you so much. Always love being here.
And we will be in the stream at 6 p.m. Pacific time and 9 p.m. Eastern each and every Wednesday, broadcasting the episodes using the hashtag #PoundBreveTV. Share your wisdom, your thoughts, and the wine that you're drinking, what is in your glass, when we're there. We'd love to hear from you. So tonight we begin with a quote. And we begin with a quote that did not take. So oh no, I have it, yay, thank you. Women must learn to find self-worth within themselves, not through others. It is important to carve out a place just for you. That's with Georgette Mosbacher. And tonight's episode 75, Stand Tall, the Power of Knowing Your Value. For women, okay, our word today is value. Anytime you hear that word, have a sip of your favorite glass. Doesn't matter if it's water, if it's diet soda, please don't drink that. It's really bad for you. Or wine, which is not so bad for you so long as it's a glass. And I am, for those of us who know restraints, I don't know those personally. Cheers to you, Deborah.
Cheers, darling.
Okay, I would love to hear, darling, what's in your glass today?
Holy Toledo, Batman. Okay.
You did not find wine in Ohio.
I did not.
Okay, thank you. I was like totally terrified.
Although the name of this is Pondera, which kind of reminds me of Ponderosa, which kind of makes me feel a little bit like the Midwest, a little bit. So
was Ponderosa in Ohio?
They got cows and
chickens,
horses and chickens and pigs and cute cowboys in flannel. So it's Pondera. When you see that, it is a fantastic label. Now, what I love about this winery is that they have so much creativity just oozing out of everything that they do. Not just the location of the wine tasting room, but the art on all of their labels is done by one of the guys there. There's a lot of musical talent inside the winery staff and the winemakers. This is their 2011 Cab Franc, and as if you watch the show at all, you know I love Cab Franc.
You love, not only that, but you love everything 11. So it's 11 and Cab Franc, which is like fabulous.
It is delicious.
Yay.
I cannot wait to take you, of course, to this wine tasting room, which is also in Woodinville in that warehouse district, where you basically take Uber, get dropped off, and go trick-or-treating at the wine tasting room.
Oh my God, if I was going to be on the mainland before trick-or-treating, I would so be there with you. So be there. Cheers, darling.
What are you sipping? Ooh, you got a crispy looking white there.
Yeah, you know, so I opened this with great trepidation. Why? Not because of the winery, but more because of my thoughts on Rieslings. Ever since my last Gewürztraminer.
Oh my!
Am I saying that right? Gewürztraminer?
Gewürztraminer.
Okay.
You're not German.
I'm definitely not German. I'm not German. I'm not a Trapin. Okay. And I've lost my notes. I think that the universe is angry at me. What did I do to you, great universe?
So as you're looking for your notes, so Riesling, trivia note is that Riesling is the grape that put Washington wine on the map.
Oh my God. So,
yes.
So I was going to say I have in my glass a Chateau Ste. Michelle Riesling of Columbia Valley 2012. Then my next note is, Deborah, I will defer to you to tell me where that is in a moment. Wonderful ripe peach and pear nuances, complemented by edgy and fierce acidity, making this a well-rounded, if not delicious, and it's easy to drink and pair with food. So
Awesome.
I don't know about you guys, this is PAIR, pair with food, but I love wines that are easy to pair with anything.
Indeed. Well, and you know, Riesling is an interesting grape. I think most of us kind of grew up thinking it was like the Gewürztraminer or that super sweet kind of like, ah, where you kind of cringe at it. And they've really done some really great things. The winemaker at Janek, which, you know, Mike Janek is one of my favorite wines. He was the winemaker at Chateau Ste. Michelle for over a very long time. And that is his favorite grape. It's actually his favorite wine. So the Janek Riesling is delicious, and I will introduce that to you when you come to visit next too.
Oh my goodness, I definitely am happy to go. Janek, love that winery. Okay, so tonight, as I said, episode 75, Stand Tall, the Power of Knowing Your Value. The question is, have you ever been asked by someone, probably a male, most likely a male, not always a male, but most likely, to do what you do professionally for free or really, really cheap? So we're going to talk about a couple of different perspectives on this. I mean, one that I'm going to lay out there, and I know that this is not, I don't want to say it's popular. This is reality, ladies. The reality is that we still don't have control over our bodies legally. We are not a protected class. We should be. We don't have many of the same rights as others. True. And last but not least, we make on average 20% less than a male of equal or lesser competence. That makes me sick. So anyway, I don't want to focus on that because we're not focusing on negative. We're all about bringing abundance to you and to yours. What we are going to focus on is how to overcome these situations when they do present themselves, what to do, tips and tricks to answer this question when somebody says, hey, will you do this for me for free, or hey, will you do this for really cheap, and how value, which is our word of the day, cheers, the investment, how to identify those opportunities and make sure that you are standing tall and getting what you're worth. Cheers.
I love this conversation. You know, I think I want to start off by saying my brain costs money to maintain. Like, just let that settle. Like, what I do all day costs money to maintain. Whether speaking, doing research, buying books, traveling to conferences, networking, having meetings with people, that costs money to maintain. Like
a lot of money.
A lot of money. A lot of money. And it's interesting, especially when you're in a consulting space, that you give so much free advice. You know, I blog. You know, we do the show together. I have lots of conversations with people on a daily basis on social media. I do a ton of stuff for free.
Yep.
I'm okay with that stuff. But I do get asked to do my job for free or for a very reduced rate.
Absolutely. And it's, you know, I mean, the reason that I wanted to make this a topic tonight was because it has presented itself to me in the past periodically, but I actually got hit up with this twice in 1 week, both from men, and I'm not going to go any further than that on the identification because I really think it's irrelevant. I do think that there is a bit of how you value yourself that may come through on the perceptions, and it may be the reason that people throw this out to you. Maybe we do undervalue ourselves. Maybe we're not asking for enough, or maybe we've done too much for free. And maybe that's what's creating this dialogue. But the essence of this is, you know, there are a lot of opportunities that come across our desks or come into our lives or come into our companies. And the first thing that we need to do when looking at these opportunities is go, first and foremost, if somebody asks me to do something for free, what's in it for me? Like, what do I get out of this? You know, and you have to do that, even if you're doing something from a goodwill standpoint or out of the charity of your heart or for a nonprofit. If you're not asking yourself, what good is it doing for me? And it's not relevant really with nonprofits, in that stage you need to make sure what kind of value can you add to that nonprofit to help lift them up. So if those answers are zero or small, then this should be a call of, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Or, I appreciate the offer, let me give you my friends and family rate because you're a friend or a family member or a nonprofit. But to give it away for free, it's almost like, you know, we had a recent episode on Screw Humble and how to sustain your magnificence. If you don't value your own time, how on God's green earth can anybody else? Deborah?
You said value drink, and I'll answer.
I love people who hold me accountable. Cheers!
So here's, I think, what interesting thing about what, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I know where your heart is when you're talking about, like, what's in it for me, because I think when you're talking about from a business perspective, this isn't we're not talking about your charity time, we're not talking about your volunteer time, we're talking about your time in business. And whether it is a nonprofit, if it's a nonprofit that's supposed to be paying you for your time, but continues to want to, I hate this term, by the way, pick your brain.
Oh my God, how many people want to do that to you?
It's so gross. I mean, it's like, I'm so tired of people asking, hey, can I pick your brain? It's like, no, can I pick your nose? I mean, it's disgusting. Like, come on. And here's the thing, for those of you who are like getting a little offended right now, you're probably the culprits. You're probably the ones that are constantly tapping on us to get just a little bit more free information. We're scratching a little wound right now.
Well, that was a message of value, I think.
Of course it's value.
So what I wanted to like kind of put out there with this is, and I'm going to lose my train of thought. So you are telling us that even nonprofits should, by and large, be paying for their services. I mean, a lot of them have money, right? Yep. The pick your brain thing, how I'm coping with the pick your brain thing right now is, and this was part of it was from your lead because you were dealing with this very well and you were getting a lot of requests to pick your brain. I actually finally have, and this is a one-time only thing for people I've never had conversations with, is I will let them schedule a 15-minute time block, no more than 15 minutes. Go ahead and pick my brain. Let's see if there's an opportunity to collaborate in that picking my brain, because I'm going to pick your brain right back. This is a two-way street. It's got to be win-win. And then if there's nothing there, then you can erase it. But it's like the same person in particular or the same company in particular coming back repeatedly and asking for those favors. It's like, I'm sorry, but you're taking money out of my family's mouth right now. I don't let anybody do that. In fact, I don't even do it. So why would I let you do it, right? And we almost, it's like we have to draw a line in the sand. Sure. If we don't value ourselves, then how can others value? And when you offer things for free or super, super discounted repeatedly, there is no value.
Correct.
Unless, okay, and then, I mean, we're offering this show for free. And this is a part of us.
That's exactly where I was going to go. Is it's like, I think that I think that people who have a desire and who have this uncontrollable desire to go out there and help people understand what it is that they know. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody wants to do a show like we're doing. Not everybody wants to blog about what they do for a living. They don't want to blog about what they're passionate about. They keep it very close to themselves.
Yep.
And so the conversation usually for me starts with, have you read my blog? Have you kind of searched for what it is that you're looking for? Have you checked out Brave ATV to see if we've had the conversation about that yet? And so I always kind of drive them to that, to the free, if you will, and say, check that out. If they still have questions, then what they're actually looking for is consulting. They're not actually looking for information. They're actually looking for consulting, and they usually figure that out themselves. So okay, yeah, I've read a million blogs about that, but I still don't get how to do it. It's like, well, then that's actually what I do for a living. And the thing is that I started looking at it from the perspective of, now, what if I found out that the woman who's charging me $300 to do whatever, bookkeeping, is doing it for people she's never met before for free? That would irritate me. And so it's
like, what you brought up that really resonates with me is, there are people on this planet that will come to you and come to you often and repeatedly. I mean, the same profile of personalities, they need a leg up. They need some help. They need some visibility. So they'll be like, hey, I want to talk to you about being on one of your shows. And it's like, great, fabulous. Have you watched one of the shows? Yeah. Have you been to the website? I mean, I would say 3 out of 5 people have not actually watched a show, and that's how I discern the winners from the losers. The losers are the ones who are thinking about nothing except for what can somebody else give me, right? Versus how can I contribute to something that could possibly help me, and maybe how can I help that effort as well. And so it's like there's people who say, I watched a few of your episodes. I really think I can add value by talking about this because I'm seeing, the kind of content that you're putting out there. What do you think? Great. Hey, I'll give you an hour. Well, maybe not an hour, but, versus the people that come out of the dark and are just like, hey, I want to be on your show. I think we have something really cool. It's like, do your research. And for the people who pitch me, I don't do as much research prior to the call because I'm always wanting to be very open and receptive to what's going to be shared with me first.
Yeah.
And then once I know that, then I will go do my research. Sorry.
No. That's good. I mean, really what you're saying is that when somebody's coming